Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a tag called The Smells of Summer by Chantel Tiffany. Now she is a fragrance YouTuber. She is absolutely stunningly beautiful. She's got such a gentle, wonderful personality. And then on top of that, she's got an absolute stunning taste in fragrances. So please go check out her channel. I'll leave it linked down below. But yeah, it was the whole idea is the smells of summer. Now, lots of people just did kind of whatever smells they think of when they think of summer. I liked her categories, so I just chose fragrances that fit into her categories because I thought she really covered the gamut. So, but before we get started, if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Just go ahead. There's a little button down there. Just go ahead and hit it. Become part of the Weird and Wonderful family. I would love for you to be part of the community. And for those of you that already have hit that button, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys more than you know. Like, you guys are awesome, so thank you. And without further ado, let's get into this. So I chose to use Chantel's categories. The first category from the Smells of Summer is, of course, coconut. Now, coconut is one of my favorite. I love the flavor of coconut, I love the smell of coconut, and I definitely like it in fragrances. So I chose Dolce Garden by Dolce & Gabbana. So this fragrance is one of my favorites. I just think it's gorgeous. This one, you definitely get the coconut right off the bat. There's magnolia in this. It's sweet, it's a little bit syrupy, but with that coconut vibe. I just think it's gorgeous. There's a bit of a waxiness to it somehow. I find that this lasts a long time, it projects a long time, but in the major heat, I think that this would be a bit cloying. But I just think it's lovely. It's very feminine. There's a creamy quality to this one. I think it's quite sexy, but sexy in more of a flirty sort of way. Very feminine fragrance. I just love it. So definitely get your nose on this one. And the name just doesn't suit it at all. Garden, like why? It's not gardeny at all. It's definitely more coconut. Yes, there's some, I think there's like frangipani, there's some tropical florals, plus that magnolia, but overall you're getting kind of a coconut floral. So the name isn't quite what I would consider to be garden, but it's just absolutely, it's delicious smelling. The next category that she had was like really clean and fresh. So thinking about in the summertime when you're able to dry your sheets out on the line and you get that fresh laundry fragrance. So what I picked for that was Pure Musc for Her by Narciso Rodriguez. It smells like crisp white sheets to me. That's what I get primarily. You get that beautiful musk. There's a bit of floral in it, but it just smells fresh and clean, like just clean laundry, and it's actually really relaxing too. The other thing about this one is because it's so like it's just kind of that beautiful musk from Narciso, it smells really classy, really put together, very unoffensive. But I actually find this one quite sexy too. So it's sexy in a completely different way. But I love this one. I just think it's gorgeous. And it's also somehow comforting, I think, because of that clean vibe. It's just, yeah, I love it. So the next category is suntan, you know, just that kind of beach vibe. And so the one I chose was Eau de Soleil Blanc, basically because this is the most luxe suntan vibe fragrance you're gonna get. It's uber sexy as well. It smells, I'm gonna actually put it on because I'm really hot and the alcohol, oh yeah. This one, I believe it's got cardamom in it, but it gives me kind of a piney vibe, like Scotch pine, or like, and not like a solvent way or a cleaner way, but just like a fresh, if you take a pine needle and kind of break it and sniff it, that's kind of what I get on the top, but then it dries down kind of smelling solary. So it smells like a little bit hot somehow, and then you get a tiny bit of that coconut vibe to it. Just the way the fragrance is kind of blended together, it just smells like really, really high-end sunscreen, and I absolutely love it. I just think that this is stunning. It's very luxe smelling, very sensual, sexy. Love it. Actually, probably all of these are going to be rather sensual and sexy because for whatever reason, that's just what I picked. Okay, the next category was a fruity cocktail, and that is like just thinking about having a daiquiri, or you know, there's the mojitos. When I think fruity drink, I don't think mojitos. I think more along the lines of a strawberry daiquiri or something that's like really kind of tart and vibrant. So what I chose was So Scandal by Jean Paul Gaultier, and the reason why I picked this one, it's just got such a bright, juicy raspberry note in it. This one has raspberry tuberose and I think cream, milk I think is the note. So I don't know how like cocktaily it is, but it kind of is to me. It's not like a sangria, but it would be like a really happy, like a peach Bellini, except raspberry. So I just love this one. This one is so cheery, and what I like doing with this one is I'll start at the beginning of the day with Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue Love is Love, because that has a raspberry and a cream note, but it's a lot more citrusy. So I'll start with that during the morning, and then if I'm not noticing it, then I'll move on to this one, which has raspberry tuberose and milk. It's just absolutely gorgeous. It's flirty, it's fun, it's vibrant, it's energizing. So I just love this one. And when I think about like sipping on a fruity cocktail, yeah, this one gives me that kind of happy, just vivacious, enjoying life vibe. So Scandal. The next, smell of summer that Chantal mentions is the smell of salty skin. And of course, like, do you have any idea which one I'm gonna pick? I'm sure you do. It's close to my heart, literally. It is Olympea Intense. So this one, I thought about picking Olympea Aqua, but that one has, it's got some of the orange, like kind of an orangey citrus vibe in the opening. So it's not just exclusively salty skin, but this one, this is salty, sexy skin. So this has salt, amber, and vanilla, and it smells like you've been kind of baking in the sun for a while. And you know how the skin gets a bit salty, but also sweet. That's what I get from this. This is so uber, it's delicious. It's very, very salty. So if you don't like salt, you're not gonna like this one. But I just find it with that amber in it and the vanilla, so sexy. This one is really sweet, almost like a thick sweet, but it's not cloying somehow. I think because the salt just balances it out. Love this one. Next one was a plastic pool. Now, I don't remember the smell of a plastic pool, nor do I like the idea of anything plastic, like the thought of plastic smells, like doll's head smells, anything plasticky. I'm not a fan. Like, I've never liked that smell. But what I thought of is pool. Now, pool to me is different than beach. So beach, you're getting a bit of that ocean air, a bit of freshness. When I think of pool, I think chlorine and sunscreen. And so for me, Beach by Bobbi Brown just fits that category. If you're wanting like a full-on sunscreen vibe, that's it. Linear sunscreen, go with Bobbi Brown Beach. It's really, it's kind of a happy scent. You can put this with a lot of different fragrances too. So if you want a bit of a sunscreeny vibe with any of your fragrances, you can throw this on and you'll get it. I just think it's awesome. Beach by Bobbi Brown just smells like the pool to me. So you're getting a little bit of that chlorine-y feel, like not stinky, but just, you know, when you're getting that breeze with a little bit of that pool smell, a hot cement almost. Not that you're smelling hot cement, but it gives me that vibe. And then the smell of sunscreen kind of all around you. That is Bobbi Brown Beach. I love it. It's really, it just kind of makes you go, that feel. Bobbi Brown Beach. Now the next smell of summer would be ice cream. So you know, you're walking along the beach or somewhere warm and then you come across that kiosk that sells ice cream, and I love that. I always really enjoy that. And usually what I would go for is like if they've got a good coconut ice cream, I would go with coconut. But I'm going to share two different fragrances that to me are kind of ice creamy. Now the first one is Burberry Her. Now this is one that I would never buy a full bottle of because I don't like the dry down of this, but I love the opening. To me it just smells like strawberries, and strawberries and cream is what I get from this. So that smells like a totally delectable strawberry ice cream to me. So I love that. The other one I chose was Coco Figue by Comptoir Sud Pacifique. This is primarily coconut. You get some fig in there too, but just like that delicious mouth-watering coconut, like creamy coconut ice cream vibe is what I get in the opening of this one. And so like basically I wish I could eat this. But it smells like straight up coconut. So yeah, I know I chose this one for coconut because this kind of gives me a whole perfumey vibe. This just smells like coconut ice cream to me. So yeah, ice cream, both of these kind of give me that ice creamy vibe. This one's strawberries, this one is coconut. Next category of smells of summer that Chantel Tiffany picked was a fresh rain. So after a fresh rain, and I chose Amethyst by Lalique. Now this one, to me, this has a green, kind of fresh, watery quality, but it smells like this one has a load of berries, but it's not like a creamy sweet berry. It's like a fresh, picked off the bush with green stem, or like with the stems and the leaves all muddled together is what you get. It smells like walking through a damp forest after a rain. That's what I get from this. I absolutely love it. It's so refreshing. It's so calming. This one's great for wearing to bed or just any time when you want something that's not sweet, but smells, yeah, just it's refreshing to me. It's refreshing, it's relaxing, kind of smells a little bit spa-like. You get those berries, but like I said, it like, to me, woodland elf, like walking, like, you know, in Lord of the Rings, Arwen, I think that was her name, Arwen, the dark-haired, like, Liv Taylor, I think that was her name. Yeah, she would have been wearing this. So I love this. I just think it smells just beautiful, sensual kind of, but definitely more outdoorsy, but like kind of a watery green outdoors, not like a woody outdoors. Next smell of summer is the smell of a summer fair. Now, when I think of summer fair, I think of cotton candy, I think of candy apples, I think of popcorn, you know, all those kind of snacky foods. But the one I chose to go with was Floral Street's Wonderland Peony. And the reason why is this has that cotton candy. It just smells sweet, delicious. It's happy, it's vivacious. It makes me think of celebration. So when I think about summer fair and like the foods, like this one also, like this has cotton candy in it. And then the raspberry, it kind of reminds me of a candy apple, like the coating of the candy apple. It kind of somehow gives me the vibe, not of the apple, because there's no apple in this. It's raspberry, but the smell of that red and the look of the red apple, like candy apple, is what I get out of this one. But yeah, this one gives me kind of a sweet, light, airy, almost candy-like vibe. So I think cotton candy or like that candy, like the candy apple, like the red, I think of that when I smell this. So I love this fragrance. It is so happy. It puts me in a good mood all the time. Actually, a lot of these, either these put me in kind of a sexy mood, or it puts me into a really happy, like happy mood, you know, or that's, you know, when I think about summer, those are the moods I think of. So yeah, this one puts me in the happy mood. And the last category was the smell of roses. Now I've got a few rose fragrances. but I don't have any that I think of like the fresh June rose kind of idea, or a fresh cut rose. But a fragrance that I have been eyeing and want to get that really reminds me of that is Florabotanica. So Florabotanica has a lot of green notes in the beginning. So it's got a cannabis note, there's mint in it. You get this minty fresh opening, like this really quite green opening, and then as it dries down and develops on your skin, you get this beautiful dewy rose that comes to the forefront. What Florabotanica reminds me of is if you were in a greenhouse or you were up early in the morning walking through a rose garden, and so the dew is on the rose, you can smell all the leaves and the greenness of the ground and the grass coming up. It almost has a little bit of a grass vibe. Maybe it's from the cannabis, but there's that grassy, minty, fresh vibe that you'd get in the morning. Like, just think about when you get up in the morning and you walk outside in the summer and you breathe in and you get that gorgeous, like, just fresh vibe. That's what I get in the opening, and then as it dries down, you get that beautiful rose. So definitely check out Florabotanica if you haven't. Those are my smells of summer. They make me happy. They make me feel a little bit frisky at times. They make me feel just relaxed. I love them. Like, I love all of these. So out of all 10 of these, I would say that my top 3 would be Eau de Soleil Blanc. That would be for sure. So Scandal. I'm loving this one. Like, it is just so happy and cheery. It just makes my day. And then as far as a fresh one, this would be my Sexy. This would be my Happy, and then my fresh would be Amethyst. Those would be my top 3 as far as this list is concerned, if you care. What are the fragrances that you associate with summer? So some of those, like, you know, whether it be a fair or sitting by the beach or in a pool or ice cream or drinking a cocktail, what are fragrances that you associate with those categories? I would love to hear it. You can leave it down below. I'll leave the list down below so that you can see what the categories are. And Chantel Tiffany, thank you so much for making such an awesome tag. And I'm not going to tag anyone, but if you haven't done this tag, do it. Just go ahead and do it. That would be awesome. Anyway, that's it. I hope you have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you soon.